Good morning. Today we'll look into another autocoid, which is prostaglandin. Prostaglandin is also called as eicosanoids. Where is prostaglandins present? Prostaglandins was first discovered in semen, hence it's called prostaglandins. So seminal fluids are rich in prostaglandins. It's also present in eye, iris, lung, menstrual fluid, brain, thymus. Structurally, it has 20 carbon atoms. How is it synthesized? It is synthesized with membrane phospholipid. Membrane phospholipid is converted to arachidonic acid with the help of the enzyme phospholipase A. Arachidonic acid is further acted upon cyclooxygenase and lipooxygenase. Cyclooxygenase produces prostaglandins, whereas lipooxygenase are going to produce leukotrienes. Cyclooxygenase produces prostaglandins. There are several kinds of prostaglandins which can be produced, like we have PGE2, PGD2, PGF2 alpha. We have thromboxane synthase acting upon it to produce thromboxane A2, TXA2, and prostacyclins, PGI2s. So, how is prostaglandin synthesized? Prostaglandins is synthesized from the arachidonic acid by the action of the enzyme cyclooxygenase to produce prostaglandins. On the same arachidonic acid, if lipooxygenase acts, they produce leukotrienes. So, where are thromboxane A2 present? Platelets. Where is PGI2 present? Endothelium. What are the main functions of these prostaglandins? PGD2 inhibits platelet aggregation. PGE2, they are involved in bronchodilation, vascular dilatation, smooth muscle relaxation, all dilators. F2, contraction of uterus. I2, it is also a vasodilator and inhibits platelet aggregation. Thromboxane A2 causes platelet aggregation. It's a vasoconstrictor and a bronchoconstrictor. So thromboxane A2 is a constrictor. PGF2 alpha is a constrictor. The rest all are inhibitors. These are synthesized and released in the body. They act only for few seconds. Where do these act? These have prostanoid receptors on which they are going to be acting, like DP, EP, FP, IP, and TP receptors. These are the few receptors on which our prostaglandins are going to act. What are the actions of prostaglandins? They are involved in formation of inflammation similar to that of histamine. They are also involved in release of noradrenaline. On the peripheral nerves, they are going to cause pain. In the blood or in the CVS, already we understood thromboxane A2 is a vasoconstrictor. All of them, the rest are vasodilators. PGE, I and F are vasodilators. PGE and F2 alpha stimulate the heart. Platelets, action on platelets. Thromboxane A2 is a platelet aggregator, whereas prostacyclin, PGI2, is a platelet inhibitor. So, in a nutshell, PGE2 vasodilator, F2 vasodilator, I2 vasodilator. Thromboxane A2 is a vasoconstrictor. On the heart, most of these drugs are weak inotropics. On platelets, I2 is a anti-aggregatory, whereas thromboxane A2 is a causes aggregation. What happens in respiratory system? PG2 alpha, thromboxane A2, PGD2 are constrictors. I2s are dilators. Prostacyclins are dilators. We also learnt about one more group, that is leukotrienes. Leukotrienes are potent bronchoconstrictors. These are one of the transmitters which are involved in causation of bronchial asthma. What happens in kidneys? Prostaglandins have a diuretic action. They increase GFR. What happens in uterus? PGE2 and PG2 alpha are going to contract the uterus similar to that of oxytocin. They are also involved in ripening of the cervix. The cervix becomes thin so that the baby is delivered vaginally. So it is helpful in labor and also in abortion. There are several compounds which are used, prostaglandin analogs, compounds similar to that of prostaglandins, prostaglandin analogs which are used in abortion, cervical priming, ripening, abortion, PPH, postpartum hemorrhage, labor. Like we have misoprostol, gemiprost, carboprost, dinoprost, which are used in prostaglandin analogs, which are used by their action on female reproductive tract, where they produce uterus contraction and oxytocin-like activity. In the male reproductive system, they are going to cause penile erection, and also they facilitate movement of the sperm. So we use prostaglandin analog, alprostadil, one of the compound, for erectile dysfunction or impotence. In the eye, it is going to decrease intraocular pressure. So this compound is used in glaucoma. It is going to reduce intraocular pressure, so it is going to be used in glaucoma. In GIT, it can cause diarrhea, increased mucus secretion. It has a cytoprotective action. Not only that, it also causes secretory diarrhea. It is also involved in formation of polyps and cancer. It can cause increased concentrations, can cause colonic cancer. In endocrine system, they are going to increase release of all anterior and posterior pituitary hormones. They are going to insulin-like activity they have, so they are going to cause hyperglycemia. So where are we going to use prostaglandins? Prostaglandins have a wide variety of action because they are present in several parts of our body. So we'll just look into each one of them. First, we understood that they have action on the uterus and they have action like oxytocin. So they are going to promote uterine contractions. Not only that, they are going to soften the cervix or priming of the cervix. So they are going to be used in labor, vaginal delivery, termination of pregnancy, abortion and postpartum hemorrhage. What are the compounds which are going to be used? Dinoprost. Dinoprost is a vaginal tablet which is PGE2 analog, which can be used. Not only it is used for pregnancy delivery, it can be used for postpartum hemorrhage, missed abortion, heredity for mole, and for delivery in the labor. The other drugs are gemiprost and carboprost. Gemiprost and carboprost. So what are the uses of prostaglandins? Prostaglandins are used in labor, termination of pregnancy or abortion, PPH, postpartum hemorrhage. What is the fourth use of prostaglandins? They are used along with antiprogestins to cause abortion. So mifepristone, which is an antiprogesterone, plus misoprostol, if given, they are going to cause abortion within 49 days. They are also used in peptic ulcer disease, that is misoprostol. This is going to increase the mucus secretion. It is going to has a cytoprotective action. It is also going to increase the blood circulation to the stomach. So it is going to be used 4 times a day. But the problem with misoprostol, it's a very good drug of choice for NSAID induced peptic ulcer. But the problem with this is 4 times a day dosing, and it can cause diarrhea. It also decreases intraocular pressure, hence it's used in glaucoma. What are the drugs? Lantinoprost, travoprost and bimatoprost. They are used as eye drops. These are the first choice of drugs to be used in glaucoma, open angle glaucoma. What is the common adverse effect of these compounds? They are going to cause darkening of the eyelashes. To maintain the patency of ductus arteriosus, we can use alprostadil and epoprostinol. It's going to be IV infusion. What is patent ductus arteriosus? Here you see, this is patent ductus arteriosus, where the aorta and the pulmonary artery, it is supposed to be closed, but here it is open. So there is going to be mixing of oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. In certain conditions where the baby has other congenital heart diseases, we need to keep this duct patent. It is kept open with use of alprostadil and epoprostenol infusion. There are other drugs which we can use to avoid or decrease platelet damage, like epoprostenol, epoprost and alprostadil. Where do we use it? We use it when the blood is let in, it's put into an artificial machine where it has to, during cardiopulmonary bypass, it is put into a heart machine where it is oxygenated. During such time, the mechanical device is going to damage the platelets. To decrease this damage to the platelets, we are going to be using epoprostenol. Then we can use it in primary pulmonary hypertension, where it's going to cause vasodilatation. Epoprost is used as inhalational. Tipoprostenol is a newer compound which is also used in primary pulmonary hypertension. In impotence, erectile dysfunction, alprostadil is used. Peripheral nerves disease, Baraprost, which is a PGI2 analog, vasodilatation it causes. So these are being studied. So what are the uses of prostaglandins? Prostaglandins are used in labor, termination of pregnancy, for abortion, postpartum hemorrhage, peptic ulcer, glaucoma, to maintain patency of ductus arteriosus, to avoid platelet damage, and it's also being studied for peripheral vascular diseases. It is used in impotence or erectile dysfunction. What are the side effects of prostaglandins? It can cause nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, uterine cramps, vaginal bleeding, bronchoconstriction, especially thromboxane A2, fevers and chills. Prostaglandins are involved in causation of fever. Let's try to look into how can we inhibit synthesis of prostaglandins. For that, first let's understand how can we produce prostaglandins. Prostaglandins are synthesized from arachidonic acid. If they acted upon cyclooxygenase, we get prostaglandins. If acted upon by lipoxygenase, we get leukotrienes. Let's try to look into these cyclooxygenase enzymes. Cyclooxygenase enzymes are of two varieties, cyclooxygenase 1 and 2. One is physiological, two is inducible. It's present in the sites of inflammation, so it mediates pain and fever. One is mucosal protection. It causes renal blood flow, maintains GFR and homeostasis. So if we inhibit cyclooxygenase, the production of prostaglandins are going to reduce. How do we inhibit cyclooxygenase? Cyclooxygenase is inhibited by NSAIDs, that is non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs like aspirin, diclofenac. All of this are going to reduce synthesis of prostaglandins. This is how NSAIDs are going to act, inhibit cyclooxygenase, both 1 and 2. We have selective cyclooxygenase 2 inhibitors also. What are other mechanisms by which we can inhibit prostaglandin synthesis? We can inhibit phospholipase A2. How can we inhibit? By giving corticosteroids. Corticosteroids inhibit phospholipase A2, hence decrease the synthesis of both leukotrienes as well as prostaglandins. So let's try to look into the other eicosanoid, that is leukotrienes. We understood if arachidonic acid enters into cyclooxygenase pathway, we get prostaglandins, whereas if they land up in lipoxygenase pathway, we are going to get leukotrienes. Where are leukotrienes present? Predominantly they are present in lung, WBCs and platelets. So where do these act? What are the leukotrienes? Leukotrienes are LTA4, LTB4, LTC4, LTD4, E4 and F4. These act on receptors. What are the receptors they act on? They act on leukotriene receptors. LT, B4 is a leukotriene. It's going to act on BLT1, BLT2 receptors. C, LTC and LTD, they are going to act on cis LT1 and cis LT2 receptors. What are the functions of leukotrienes? Leukotrienes are constrictors. So they cause constriction of GIT. Not only that, they also cause allergic reactions. They are going to cause release of aldosterone and angiotensin. So where are they involved? They cause pain, inflammation, tenderness, and they are the mediators of bronchial asthma. So what are the drugs we are going to be using? Do we need leukotrienes? No. We want to inhibit synthesis of leukotrienes. Can it be done? Yes. We have the drug Xilotone, which is going to inhibit lipooxygenase, Xilotine, but that is highly hepatotoxic, hence it is banned. So what are the other drugs which we have? We have leukotriene receptor antagonist. That is cis LT1, cis LT2 receptor antagonist. We'll just look into what are the molecules which are receptor antagonist. We have two. One is montelukast and zafirlukast. They act on cis LT1 receptor. They are antagonists at cis LT1 receptors. Where can they be used? They are used in mild to moderate bronchial asthma, aspirin-induced asthma, exercise-induced asthma. What is Xilotine? This is lipooxygenase inhibitor. It is banned. It is hepatotoxic, hence it is withdrawn from the market. Leukotriene antagonist. We have montelukast and zafirlukast. Which are receptor antagonists. So membrane phospholipids, phospholipase A2 is inhibited by corticosteroids. Arachnoidic acid is acted upon by two enzymes, cyclooxygenase and lipooxygenase. Cyclooxygenase is inhibited by NSAIDs. Lipooxygenase. Thromboxane A2 produces TXA2, which is inhibited by low dose of aspirin. So 60 to 100 milligrams of aspirin inhibits thromboxane A2, hence prevents platelet aggregation. That is why aspirin in low dose 60 to 100 milligrams is used as prophylaxis in myocardial infarction. Coming to the next, lipooxygenase pathway. Lipooxygenase enzyme is inhibited by Xilotine. Do we use it? No, it is hepatotoxic, hence it's banned. What are the other drugs which we use? Montelukast and zafirlukast. These are leukotriene receptor antagonists, that is cis LT1 receptor antagonists. So what did we learn today? We learned about eicosanoids, prostaglandins, uses of prostaglandins, and we learned about leukotrienes and leukotriene receptor antagonists. Name the drug which inhibits cyclooxygenase, NSAIDs. With this, we finish eicosanoids. Thank you.